So if you want to remain it a closed structure, but just convert alpha into beta, so you will have to do it in neutral conditions, not acidic or hello students. So today we'll be discussing the solutions of UT11 test. Okay, this test comprises of the chapters biomolecules and concepts related to practical chemistry. Okay, so most of the questions that come from this topic are conceptual and very direct question. Okay, so they have just you have to just see the question and just quickly take the correct answer. Okay, most of them are like this only. So we'll quickly continue with the reasons behind the solution of this questions. Okay, we'll start with the question number 51. General formula for carbohydrates is, okay, so what is carbohydrate? Simplest carbohydrate, you have glucose C6H12O6. They have a general formula CxH2OY. Okay, for glucose, X is equals to 6 as well as Y is also equal to 6. So this is general formula CxH2OY. So here it is CxH2OY. We'll go to next question. Glucose gives silver mirror test with tolerance reagent. It shows the presence of, okay, tolerance test is given by only aldehyde group. Okay, this is a test used to differentiate between aldehyde and ketone. So aldehyde will be the correct answer. So an aldehyde group. Molecular formula of pentahydroxy acid obtained when glucose is oxidized with Br2 water is, okay. So when you oxidize glucose with bromine water, okay, if you oxidize D-glucose with bromine water, okay, it has the tendency only to oxidize this aldehyde group, okay, and this aldehyde group will get converted into COH. Rest everything will remain same. If you want to oxidize this alcohol also to carboxylic acid, then you will have to use nitric acid here, okay, but what we are given bromine water, so only this will be oxidized. So what is happening here? It was CHO, it is COH. One oxygen has been enhanced. So what is glucose? Glucose is C6H12O6. You get one more oxygen, so it becomes C6H12O7. So this will be the correct answer, C. So A is the correct answer, C6H12O7. We'll go to next question 54. The reagent which forms crystalline ozone derivative when reacted with glucose is, okay, you require phenylhydrazine to form ozone. Okay, 3 molecules of phenylhydrazine are required with glucose also and fructose also. Next question is, if monosaccharide contains an aldehyde group, it is known as, okay, so when your carbohydrates have aldehyde groups, those those carbohydrates are known as aldoses. Okay, what they are known as? They are known as aldoses. So D will be the correct answer. Glucose and fructose are, okay, so glucose and fructose both have same molecular formula C6H12O6, but they have different structure. So compounds which have same molecular formula but different structure are known as isomers. So C will be the correct answer. We'll move to next question. Glucose and fructose form, okay, now see, glucose and fructose both just differentiate on carbon 1 and 2, okay, and during the ozone formation both carbon 1 and 2 are converted into imine functional group, okay, like this, okay. So this is your ozone, this is CH2OH, okay, you have OH here, H this side, again OH here, H this side, here OH is on this side, H on this side. Both glucose and fructose will give you this OSA zone because glucose and fructose differentiate only on carbon 1 and 2, and both carbon 1 and 2 are converted into imine. So no difference between their OSA zone. So option A is correct answer, same OSA zone. We'll move to question number 58. Glucose will show muta-rotation when? Okay, so what is muta-rotation? Converting your alpha D-glucose into beta D-glucose. Okay, so if you add acid or base, the chain will become open. Okay, it will not remain a closed structure. So if you want to remain it a closed structure, but just convert alpha into beta, so you will have to do it in neutral conditions, not acidic or basic. So 58 will be C. What is meant by amphoteric? It is both acidic and basic. So it will still show the properties of acid and base. So we'll go for neutral. Next is an example of non-reducing sugar is. Okay. So you have to tell which among them is non-reducing sugar. Okay. So which is a reducing sugar which has at least one anomeric carbon free available. Okay. Carbon 1. Okay. So now this fructose has your free carbonyl group. This salbiose also have, lactose also have cane sugar, which is sucrose. We commonly know that sucrose is non-reducing because neither it has your free aldehyde ketone group or a anomeric carbon available. So it will be non-reducing. Next question is, in fructose, the possible isomers are. Okay, so how do you see the possible isomers? We'll quickly draw the structure of fructose. Fructose looks like this. At above and top and below, it has two COH group, CH2OH group. Okay, second carbon is C double bond O. Then third carbon is this, fourth carbon this, fifth carbon is this, sixth carbon we have already drawn, CH2OH. Now the number of optical isomers will depend on number of chiral carbons. Okay, and it is given by 2 raised to power n, where n is number of chiral carbons. So this is a chiral carbon, this is a chiral carbon, and this is a chiral carbon. So 3 chiral carbons. So 2 raised to power 3. Answer comes out to be 8. So fructose will have 8 optical isomers. So B will be the correct answer. Okay, going to question number 61. Sugars are, okay, so this is very basic definition of sugars. Sugars can be aldehydes also or ketones also, and they should be optically active also. Okay, so remember remember this. So optically active polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketone. 61 has answer C. Going to next question. On complete hydrolysis of starch, we finally get. Okay, so you have to tell the monomer of starch. And we know starch is made up of only alpha D glucose. Okay, starch is made up of only alpha D glucose. So you will get only glucose on complete hydrolysis of starch. Next question is, on heating with concentrated H2SO4, sucrose gives. So sucrose is C12H22O11. When you react it with H2SO4, what you get? You get 12 carbon atoms plus 11 molecules of water. Okay, you see the general formula of carbohydrates that we have written in first question. Okay, so it is formed from carbon and water. So when you heat it in the presence of acid, water and carbon will disintegrate, and what you will get? You will get carbon and water. So correct answer is B. Next question is, maltose contains how many oxygen atoms? So we should know how maltose is formed. Maltose is formed from two molecules of glucose. Okay, maltose is formed from two molecules of glucose. So C6H12O6 plus C6H12O6, and when they combine with each other, one water molecule is lost. So add these numbers and remove one water. You will get C12H22O11. So how many oxygen atoms? 11 oxygen atoms are there. So we'll see the answer. So 64 will have answer C, that it contains 11 oxygen atoms. Next question is, which of the following is levorotatory? Okay, so one of the levorotatory carbohydrate is fructose. It exists in the form of D minus fructose. Minus represents levorotation. Okay, so where is the answer? Fructose, we'll see option. So C is the option, fructose. So C is correct answer for this. We'll go to next question. Which of the following is a disaccharide? Okay, starch is a polysaccharide, glucose monosaccharide, cellulose polysaccharide, lactose is a disaccharide. Okay, lactose is formed from one molecule of glucose and other galactose. Next is a carbohydrate that cannot be hydrolyzed to simpler forms is. So this type of carbohydrates are known as monosaccharides. Okay, like we have monomers of polymers, we have monosaccharides of your carbohydrates. Okay, so the species which cannot be further disintegrated are called monosaccharides. So the answer will be B. Going on to next question, which is a reducing sugar. Okay, again we have the question reducing sugar. Glucose contains aldehyde, it is a reducing sugar. Fructose contains ketone, it is a reducing sugar. Okay, galactose also contains aldehyde, it is also a reducing sugar. So D is the correct answer, all of these. Next question is lactose on hydrolysis. This I have already told you. It is formed by one molecule of galactose and other glucose. So see the answer. A galactose and a glucose molecule will give you lactose. Okay. So 69th has answer D. Question 70 is cellulose is a polymer of. Okay. So you have to tell cellulose is a polymer of. Okay. Cellulose is a polymer of beta D glucose. Okay. So we have option D glucose here. So cellulose is made up of D glucose only. Next question is the disaccharide present in milk is. Okay, again milk we know it contains lactate and lactose. Okay, among these carbohydrate is lactose. Okay, so lactose is the correct answer. Okay, now we have isoelectric point. Okay, so now what is isoelectric point? Isoelectric point is that pH or concentration of hydrogen ion at which the amino acid will not respond to the electric field. Okay, so that particular pH or hydrogen ion concentration is called isoelectric point. Now we'll see the options here. Specific temperature, no. Suitable concentration of amino acid, no. Concentration of H positive ions. Okay, hydrogen ion concentration, yes. So hydrogen ion concentration that does not allow migration of amino acid under electric field. So this is the correct answer for isoelectric point. Next is proteins are hydrolyzed by enzymes into. So what proteins are made up of? Proteins are made up of peptides, and further peptides are made up of amino acid. Okay, now we'll see what are the options. Protein are hydrolyzed by enzymes into. Options are dicarboxylic acid, no. Hydroxy acid, no. Amino acid, yes. Okay, amino acids are the building block of first. They form peptides, and peptides get together to form proteins. Okay, so amino acids is the correct answer. We'll go to next question. Out of following, the best category of proteins is. Okay, you have to tell which is the best category of protein. See, that category of protein will be best which is naturally occurring. Okay, the ones you will have to synthesize will not be the best category. The best category will be that which is naturally occurring and abundant also. Okay, and that type of your proteins are again polyamides, like I was telling you the polypeptides. Na? So this is polyamides. This is best category of proteins because these are naturally occurring and very abundant also. Next is the molecular weight of protein is. So the molecular weight of protein, see what I have told you, proteins are formed from first amino acids get together to form multiple peptides, and then multiple peptides get together to form proteins. So that means there must be n number of atoms, very large number of atoms in a protein molecule. Therefore, protein has very large mass, and it is even greater than 10,000 AMU. Okay, so it has very large mass. Okay, so now we'll move to question number 76. What is question number 76? Which of the following is not a classification of proteins? Okay, so we know that enzymes, antibodies, and hormones, all three are your proteins, whereas your antigens are polysaccharides. Okay, so they fall under the category of polysaccharides. So if they are polysaccharides, they'll not be a classification of proteins. Going to question number 77, the functional group which is found in amino acid is, okay, so as the name suggests, amino acid, it contains both amine and carboxylic acid functional group. So now see which option is correct. So both 1 and 2, this carboxylic and NH2. So correct answer for this will be D. Question 78, leucine amino acid is, okay, so leucine amino acid contains only carbon chain. Okay, it does not have any acidic or basic group. So, and it does not even contain a benzene ring. Okay, so it cannot be basic, it cannot be aromatic. What it will be? It will be a essential amino acid. Okay, because leucine is not produced in our body, and the amino acids which are not produced in our body are known as essential amino acid, and leucine is an essential amino acid. We'll go to question number 79. Which alpha amino acid has cross-link peptide chains? Okay, so now what are cross-link peptide chains? Okay, so you have one peptide chain like this, another peptide chain like this, and if you can connect these two peptide chains like this becomes cross-linking peptide chains. And this type of cross-linking are formed by SS bond, okay, disulfide bonds. So which can form disulfide bonds? This cysteine, because this contains SH functional group in the R group. Okay, so cysteine has SH, so it can form SS linkage. So it will be a cross-linking amino acid. Next question is, amino acids are the building blocks of, okay, so we have discussed this a number of times. So amino acids form peptides, they form polypeptides, and then in the end we get the proteins. So we see the options. We have fat, no; vitamin, no; carbohydrate, no; protein is the correct answer. Okay, amino acids give you peptides, then polypeptides, and then proteins. A salt gives violet vapors when treated with concentrated H2SO4. Whenever you are getting a violet vapor, they are of iodine gas. Okay, violet vapors. Just give me a minute. So what I was saying, that violet vapors are of iodine. So whenever you see a color written violet, you'll go for direct iodide. Okay, because iodide on oxidation will give you iodine gas. So iodide is the correct answer. Next question. The acidic solution of a salt produced deep blue color with starch iodide solution. Okay, so see, in these tests are for specific cations and anions, and you will have to remember that which ion gives which type of test. So now blue coloration in starch iodide solution will be given by nitrite. Okay, which functional group gives this? Which anion? Nitrite anion. So question number 82 will have answer B. So we'll move to question 83. When a mixture of solid NaCl, solid K2Cr2O7 is heated with concentrated H2SO4. Okay, you are heating NaCl and K2Cr2O7 with H2SO4. So what you will get, you have to tell. Okay, so In this, a very famous compound is formed known as chromyl chloride, and this test is for chloride ions because they have added NaCl. Okay, chloride of NaCl will be detected by the help of formation of chromyl chloride. Chromyl chloride is formed, we say chloride is present, and so they are asking which compound will be formed. So chromyl chloride will be formed. What is chromyl chloride? Chromyl chloride is CrO2 Cl2. Okay. After this, you add the lead acetate also, which gives you further lead chromate. Okay, for the formation of final product. So in between, chromyl chloride is formed. Next question is a mixture on heating with concentrated H2SO4 and MnO2 liberates brown vapor. So as violet vapors were of iodine gas, brown vapors are given by bromine gas. Okay, so you'll have to remember their colors. So now which gas gives brown vapors? Bromine gas gives brown vapors. So question number 84 will have answer A. Going to next question. Nitrate is confirmed by ring test. Okay, so the brown color of ring is due to the formation of. Okay, so you have to tell the brown ring is due to formation of which compound. So this compound is formed Fe H2O5 NO SO4. Okay, so this compound is formed during brown ring test. So this ligand is nitroso. So nitrosoferrous sulfate is given out as the product. So B is the correct answer. Nitrosoferrous sulfate. Next question is which among the following pairs of ions cannot be separated by H2S in dilute HCl? Okay, so as we know, your base radicals, that is metal ions, are divided into different groups. Okay, starting from group 0 going to up to group 5. Okay, so now they are adding H2S and HCl. This is group 2 reagent. What is this? This is group 2 reagent. So which metals can be differentiated by group 2 reagent? That one of the metal should be of group 2 and one of the metal should be of group 3, 4, 5, because they will not react with the group 2 reagent. Okay, they will not give a precipitate with group 2 reagent. They will react, but they will not give a precipitate with group 2 reagent. So we are looking for answer in which one metal is of group 2 and other is of not, and they belong to should higher group like 3, 4, 5. So now what options are there? Okay, so we have lead mercury, aluminum mercury, silver mercury, copper mercury, silver, copper, nickel, copper. Okay, so which metal is given in group 2? Lead is given in group 2 and mercury comes after lead in the group. So lead mercury is the correct answer. Next question is a metal salt solution forms a yellow precipitate with potassium chromate in acetic acid, a white precipitate with dilute sulfuric acid, but gives no precipitate with sodium chloride or iodide. Okay, so what they are saying that if you have any metal salt and you react it with potassium chromate, okay, you get a yellow PPT. On further reaction with dilute sulfuric acid, you are getting white precipitate. Okay, so what you have to see, and they are giving no precipitate with chloride or iodide. So you have to check that metal which gives precipitate as its chromate and as its sulfate, but its chloride and iodides are soluble. Okay, chlorides and iodides are soluble, but its sulfate and chromate is insoluble. Okay, so this type of so this type of is given by your barium nitrate. Okay, so barium gives yellow precipitate as barium chromate and white precipitate as barium sulfate. So you get, so the correct answer will be barium. We'll go to next. That is, which of the following will not give positive chromyl chloride test? Okay. So positive chromyl chloride test is given when any uh, compound will supply chloride ion. So we'll see what are the options given. So options are copper chloride, mercury chloride, zinc chloride, and anilinium chloride. So out of these, see, most of them are ionic, but one compound is covalent. And when you have more covalent character, the ions are not given. Okay, the compound does not dissociate easily if it is covalent. So which is covalent? According to Fajan's rule, the compounds which are satisfying pseudo noble gas configuration, that means having 18 electrons in the valence shell, which is of transition metal. So they are what? They are more covalent. So if they are more covalent, then what will happen? See, now these all three are now showing your pseudo noble gas configuration, but which among them will be your more covalent? So as you go down the group in the transition metal also, the covalent character is increasing. So mercury chloride is most covalent among these, and this will not show positive chromyl chloride test. Next question is, a white crystalline substance dissolves in water. On passing H2S gas in this solution, a black precipitate is obtained. The black precipitate dissolves completely in hot HNO3. On adding a few, on adding a few drops of concentrated H2SO4, a white precipitate is formed. So you have to tell that, first thing is that this is very important information, that on H2S, on adding H2S, a group 2 metal will give the PPT, black PPT. And as we have already discussed in the previous questions also, which is a group 2 metal, lead. So the correct answer will be lead sulfate. We'll go to question number 90. A substance on treatment with dilute H2SO4 liberates a colorless gas which produces turbidity with Berita water and turns acidified dichromate solution green. Okay, and the reaction indicates the presence of. Okay, so two different inferences are given in this question 90. They are saying that it gives turbidity with Berita water. So what is Berita water? It is barium hydroxide. What it is? It is barium hydroxide. When Berita water is reacted with which? So that salt of barium will give turbidity which is insoluble. So barium sulfides are insoluble. Okay, what are insoluble? Barium sulfides are insoluble, and also your, it is turning acidified dichromate solution green. So barium chromate is also green in nature. So the answer for 90th will become C. Okay, what will become 90th will have answer C. We'll go to question number 91. A white solid is first heated with dilute H2SO4 and then with concentrated H2SO4. No action was observed in either case. The solid salt contains. See, this H2SO4 contains which anion? Sulfate anion. So it is already having sulfate anion. It will not react with sulfate ion. So the correct answer will become sulfate. Next question. The yellow precipitate formed during the chromyl chloride test is chemically, as I've already told you, after formation of chromyl chloride, you convert it into first your sodium chromate and then lead chromate by adding lead acetate in the last step. So the yellow PPT given is of lead chromate. Okay, you add lead acetate and you get lead chromate. Next question is, sodium nitroprusside test is performed in? Okay, so this sodium nitroprusside test is performed by the addition of ammonium hydroxide. Okay, so if you are adding ammonium hydroxide, what is ammonium hydroxide? It is a base, so it is done in alkaline medium. So correct answer will be C. Next question is, which of the following doesn't give a PPT with silver nitrate solution? Okay, so with silver nitrate, your halides give PPT, and the compound which will not be able to again supply the halide will not give you precipitate with AgNO3. So what we have options: ethyl bromide, sodium bromide, calcium chloride, sodium chloride. Again, your sodium chloride, calcium chloride, and sodium bromide are ionic, whereas this ethyl bromide is covalent in nature, so it will not give you bromide ions easily. So this will not show precipitate with silver nitrate solution. We'll go to question number 95. Fourth group cations are not precipitated by dilute HCl H2S. So dilute HCl H2S, I have already told you, this is group 2 reagent. So group 3, 4, 5 will not get precipitated out with your group 2 reagent. And why do they not get precipitated? Because their sulfides have great solubility. Okay, so group 2 metal lead does not have good solubility, and the group 3, 4, 5, their metals have good sulfide solubility. So we have to see the option which is saying good solubility for group 3, 4, or they are asking specifically for fourth group. So which the option is saying fourth group has higher solubility of for sulfide is the correct answer. So they are giving it in the form of KSP. Okay, higher KSP, higher solubility. So KSP of sulfide of fourth group cations are high. Okay, they have high KSP, they have high solubility, and they remain dissolved and does not give PPT. We'll go to next question, which is question 96. Sometimes yellow turbidity appears while passing H2S gas even in the absence of group 2 radicals. Okay, as I've told you, group 2 reagent is H2S with HCl. So even if there is not a presence of group 2 metal, still H2S gives turbidity. Why it happens? Because this happens due to the cell, your oxidation of H2S only. Okay, your H2S gets oxidized due to the presence of some acid radicals. Okay, so like sulfide. So the oxidation of H2S gas by some acid radicals, okay, is the correct answer. Next question is, in fifth group, ammonium carbonate is added to precipitate out the carbonates. We do not add sodium carbonate along with this because, so now magnesium is a group 6 cation. Magnesium is a group 6 cation. If you will add the sodium carbonate in place of your ammonium carbonate, it will give you magnesium carbonate precipitate also, because sodium carbonate is more effective in making carbonate. So we use ammonium carbonate so that it gives us precipitates of only group 5 metals, not group 6. So magnesium carbonate will be precipitate out in group 5. So this is the correct answer. Okay, we'll move to question 98. A metal salt solution gives a yellow precipitate with silver nitrate solution. Okay, so again, if it is so now it is giving yellow precipitate with silver nitrate. The precipitate dissolves in dilute nitric acid as well as ammonium hydroxide. Okay, so the precipitate should be amphoteric because it is getting dissolved in your acid also as well as base also. Okay, nitric acid as well as ammonium hydroxide. And the anion which is amphoteric in nature is phosphate, which also gives yellow precipitate with AgNO3. So phosphate will be the correct answer for this question. Going to question 99. What is question 99? When chlorine water is added to aqueous solution of potassium halide in presence of chloroform, a violet vapor is obtained. On adding more chlorine water, the violet color disappears and a colorless solution is obtained. The test confirms the presence of which aqueous solution? So now see, again, violet color, direct, just go for iodine. Last question. A salt on treatment with dilute HCl gives a pungent smelling gas. So pungent smelling gas is SO2. pungent smelling gas is SO2. So SO2, that means the ion should be sulfur containing. So all anions are sulfur containing. We have to see which cation is there. Next test, the salt gives green flame when tested. Okay, so in flame test, which metal gives green flame? This is very common. Barium gives green flame in flame test. So the answer will become B, barium sulfide, Ba2O3. Okay, so this is the correct answer. And with this, we have completed the solutions of your UT 11 test for chemistry portion, and I hope you must have understood the solutions. So thank you for today.